Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Just Going Sports Show. Thank everybody for tuning in on continued support. I am Dr. Big E, this man, the Boogie, DJ King, Drake, the Wild Card, and Richie Dunn. Every Friday night, 8 p.m. Afc FM, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts, wherever you may get your podcasts. All your favorite apps, slide on over to the YouTube channel. Smash that like, share, subscribe button. Yeah, so it's coming around that time. The NBA Finals are over. We got new world champions, and we decided we're just going to jump right on into this NFL thing. We're going to talk a little baseball, as the All-Star game approaches in that particular thing. But right now, everybody's like 40 and 25, so I really don't want to spend too much time on it. But yeah, we're here. We're here for all of it. So we appreciate all y'all joining in and taking the time out on this Friday night, Saturday morning by the time you get the video. What's going on, fellas?
What's the word, baby?
We're good, man.
Hey, man, I like how you said that you dropped that baseball line, and I figured I'd go ahead and talk about my Braves. You know what I'm saying? We're doing pretty good. We're looking pretty good. So we knocked out Detroit this past Wednesday in the doubleheader. So, hey, it feels good. I'm feeling good. I loved it. Oh, yeah. ATL shout. Yeah. I wish there had been the more Stroud we had knocked out, but it is what it is.
Oh, you already know you hating already.
No, I ain't hating. Listen. I don't hate the Strohs. I have nothing against it. It ain't like it's the Cowboys and nothing, But
watch your mouth now.
Hey,
I know I got this 49ers jersey on tonight, but
hey, man, hey, there you go, Brock Purdy in the building.
No.
T.O. I can't see.
Yeah, no, that's that Colin Kaepernick.
Okay, Cap. All right.
R.I.P. to the read option.
Hey, listen, anybody that played the game against me know what I'm coming with, Doc. I'm coming with them 49ers in that defensive line, and we're going to blitz all day. You might, hey, listen, if you get past the blitz, you're probably going to scorch me. You're going to skin me up. But if you don't, you're going to have negative rushing yards, and your quarterback going to be injured. Because I'm blitzing for sure. And that old Madden, baby. Oh, yeah.
I hear you.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. The good old days. The glory days. Yes, sir. I remember that. But, before we jump into the AFC East segment of our show, we're going to take a minute to look at some of the rookies. 3 rookies in particular, Richardson, Stroud, and Young. I don't want to waste no time on Will Levis. I don't think he's what that is. But, yeah, no more read option, no more RPO, basically, and that takes away from the split second it takes where that pass rush is coming off the edge, and it gives that quarterback just that extra 0.75 seconds to find that tight end or that screen developing or whatnot. And I don't know if y'all remember or not, but, yeah, we keep it real on this show. But, like, sometimes we be right on point. But, yeah, I knew this was coming. I knew it was going to be a rule change. Okay, we got Patrick Mahomes, African-American. Jalen Hurts, African-American. Sean Watson, African-American. Lamar Jackson, African-American. Each one of these quarterbacks has gotten over $200 million guaranteed. 1, 2, 3 brothers winning the first round, first 5 picks. Josh Allen has not won. Joe Burrow has not won. And Will Levis looks like a bum. What's the quarterback out there in New England? Golly, I forgot his name already.
Mac Jones.
Yeah. Bum. Not getting it done. So it's not so much, hey, ha, let's celebrate. These brothers ain't finna get their money. No, you idiot. They're changing the rules so they can get more white boys in the top 5 draft. That's what I got on that. And I'm going to leave that alone.
Man, usually that sounds like something that I would say. Go ahead, Biggie. I'm going to let you take it, man. I guess I'm going to bring this up in the rear or something like that, man.
I mean, it's obvious to me. There's no incentive in the minds of ownership if they want to have that prototypical what we used to. They're still in love with the Andrew Lucks of the game. They're still in love with the Justin Herberts of the game, the Trevor Lawrences of the game.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. I mean, the list can go on and on and on. Aaron Rodgers, we're going to talk about him in a minute. But at the end of the day, what's translating and what's been getting people over the hump in the playoffs is the athleticism at the quarterback position. And when you have a pure pocket passer, you're gonna give up some of that. So, they already got all these protections in there to protect the quarterback. So maybe this read option thing that they're doing away, we know why they're doing away with it, but maybe this is a way to let the rules speak for themselves or something like that. But I know what it is.
What is it? Why are they doing away with it?
Just to kind of let the quarterback position shine more for the pocket passer type quarterback. You know what I mean? So like they're trying to take that incentive away from the athletic quarterback and promote the pocket passer, what they feel that the NFL has been built on is what I feel.
So when you say athletic quarterback, what quarterback are you referring to?
All the ones that just got their money.
Also all the black ones.
Lamar Jackson.
Oh, I know. I'm just
Stroud, Watson, Jalen Hurts. We don't have to spell it out. Trey Lance, possibly.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, they want more Brock Purdy's in the league. You know what I mean? And honestly, I think you can look somewhat at that, him being Mr. Irrelevant, Tom Brady being a 6th round pick. They're starting to try to quantify that, in my opinion, with teams wanting to take that athletic top 1, 2, 3 quarterback, right? So now they're looking at it like, well, we're getting players that can compete later in the rounds. So they made this rule change to try to take that emphasis off of that, in my opinion. They want to sabotage almost, if you will, that aspect of it. And I think it's bad for the game, to be honest with you. I think the read option is what kept defenses honest. It made your personnel have to be on top of their game defensively to be able to stop something like that. And it wasn't great for the pocket passer, but at the end of the day, I felt it was great for football, and I feel like it should still be in play. But it is what it is. I'm not surprised though.
Yeah, so I look at it this way: the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. And for the longest, the quarterback position was dominated by the white guys. The white guys have owned the quarterback spot while we've owned all the rest of the spots. Well, what's happening now is the black guys are now taking over the quarterback position, and now we own everything. We got the best quarterbacks, we got the best running backs, the best wide receivers. The list goes on and on. And you know what? That's the one thing that they own that we did not have. And it's sad that I don't even understand the point or the purpose. Like, if they can't come out and say, hey, we're changing the rule because of safety issues or blah, 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 whatever, to speed up the game or whatever they want to say it. Don't just change the rule and then leave it out there, like leave everybody guessing like, well, why'd they do that? Well, hell, we ain't done. We know why they did it. But it's okay, though, because what I do know is we're more than conquerors, and we'll always persevere no matter what. So they can change it. That's not going to change anything, because either you got it or you don't have it. And you could be a pocket passer all day, but guess what? When that pocket collapses, if you can't get nowhere, you're going to get down or you're going to get put down. Mm-hmm. So honestly, I ain't even really worried about it, because all it's going to do is make us have to play even harder at that position. Yeah. So, it is what it is, man. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by anything that they do.
Yeah, most definitely. And I'm going to say it's actually almost a win for us in the sense that it's going to allow these quarterbacks that have been getting their money, that have been saying, hey, we are true quarterbacks, we can pass from the pocket. It's going to allow them to show what they can do. And I think they're going to be very surprised at what they see. And when you add that athleticism and the fact that they can still get out of there when the pocket break down, it's just going to show how much more valuable they are. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you just put a spotlight on it, in my opinion.
Hey man, what he meant for bad, the good man upstairs is gonna make it for good. So it's all good, man. We are going to persevere. I have no doubt about it. I ain't even really worried about it. I'm not.
Yeah, no sense in worrying about it, but you just got to stay ahead of the opponent, so to say, and it ain't gonna matter anyways because by the time 2030 comes, Saudi Arabia is gonna buy professional football anyways. So it ain't gonna matter.
Boy said Saudi Arabia gonna buy
What's going on out there? They already bought golf. That's just ski tape. Next thing you know, they'll buy the WNBA and then turn it into something. And then they'll treat their way into the NBA, and then the boys got long money, man. The boys got long money. Like
it's a lot of oil and gold over there. They don't got no choice but
man. Like they got trillions of dollars. So they can buy the Cowboys and Lakers for like $25 billion apiece and be like, okay.
And they started at the rich people sport, golf.
Yeah. I mean,
they was pissed about that golf though. They pissed.
Oh yeah, they still pissed. They gonna be.
I mean, golf is Americana and almost as apple pie as baseball. So if they can get their way into that, like Big E said, they love oil money, and the average billionaire in America cannot compete with economic power, oil money. So yeah, I mean, like seriously, if one of them came up to Jerry Jones and was like, look, I'm going to 25 B's, like American cash, 25 B's. Like, you think he going to be like,
he's selling the Cowboys?
He's going to be like, we're going to figure out something. I think he's going to be like, we're going to figure out something. You know, of course, they'll keep the face in the front as the Anglo-Saxon white male. But at the end of the day, Dallas Cowboys and Los Angeles Lakers, these teams we hold so dear as part of our fandom, it's a very, very, very real possibility that they're going to be bought with Saudi oil money.
Hey, and you know why? You know why that's possible? Because of the American greed. Period. Yep. We don't stand on anything when money's involved. When money's involved, they'll sell out, turn over, roll over because of money. And that's what America's problem is. That's a whole another topic. I won't open that door. But American greed is why all that stuff will be sold to Saudi Arabia. That makes no sense. So damn greedy that we'll sell what we have over here to them and let them control it. Come on, man. I don't even want to say nothing else. Go ahead, Juice.
All I gotta say, man, it's called hypocrisy. It's kind of sad, but that's the country we live in.
Juice man, what happened to Matt Scherzer last night?
Man, I was at a restaurant and they had the game showing and it just started and Scherzer tried to test Carlos Stanton and next thing you know he hits it home run and I just said get it out. I watched a little bit of it, but I didn't get to finish watching the game, but
roughing the boys up. Yeah, we kind of like in the dog days right now. We got a little baseball going on. I see the Rangers are in first place in the American League West. They got a couple game lead over the Astros at the moment. That would be good for Texas if the Astros and Rangers could meet in a ALDS, ALCS type thing. That old Houston Dallas thing that'll never go away. But it is what it is. So we're here for a little AFC East talk. And it's looking like that's going to be a pretty good division. Watch that dirty dog, Bill Belichick and DeAndre Hopkins. That's a possibility. Like, we get it. Aaron Rodgers in New York. Big name, big play. We get it. Josh Allen in Buffalo. He's at the door of getting that Super Bowl. They need a running back. That's another discussion for another time. We got the Miami Dolphins. If Tua can stay healthy, possibility of Dalvin Cook joining. You got a 4x100 meter relay team on track on offense, and Dick Fangio he's known for putting out a top 5, top 10 defense. If you go back to his days in San Francisco, Denver, all the way up to now, he can turn out a good defense. Keep your eye on Bill Belichick. The development of the quarterback position, the secondary got better, the offensive line got better through the draft, and they need a number one receiver. Now, me personally, if I'm DeAndre Hopkins, I'm staying as far away from that system and that culture. You know what it is up there in Boston, Massachusetts, whatever, Foxborough, whatever you want to call it. It's a nasty racist culture. He just came from that in Houston. So if I'm DeAndre, I ain't with it. I ain't playing that. But then again, they are cutting the check and we ain't. So that's what I got on that.
Man, I'll jump in and say this right here. It really, 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 really will help if we find out where DeAndre is gonna go. I mean, for some strange reason, if he goes to the Jets, man, that changes the whole dynamic of the Jets. That changes everything with that division right there. The Jets, I feel like the Jets are teetering that line of possibly they could finish second. I feel like they could finish second, but the Dolphins, healthy Tua, like you said, they got a whole track squad at wide receiver. So it's like, man, it's a real toss up. But Dalvin Cook, like, where are these guys gonna go? And if they happen to land over there in this conference, it's gonna be a hell of a battle. And I honestly think that I think the Jets are gonna finish third.
The Jets are gonna finish third?
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna finish third.
Oh no. Oh no,
Yeah.
You lost your mind. There's no way the Jets finish third. Nope.
They're gonna finish third, man. It's gonna be a nice battle, but I think they're gonna get edged out.
I don't think they're gonna get edged. I don't think they're gonna get edged out. I don't think they necessarily need DeAndre Hopkins. They got Garrett Wilson, and by all reports and from what we've seen, he's on his way to being that next it guy. And it's their defense and their running game. Breece Hall is coming back. They picked up some depth, so they don't necessarily need to go get Dalvin Cook. It's all there for the Jets. And he brought, it seems like half of Green Bay, Wisconsin with him. They brought about 6-7 players from Green Bay with him, a couple on offense, a couple on defense, just to have, okay, I'm familiar with these guys on the offensive side. So the Jets, they have it all there. Buffalo could be the odd team out. And it goes back to what I've always thought about Buffalo. Buffalo get up on you by 10 points, and they pass the ball, they pass the ball, they pass the ball. Look, it's tailor-made when you're in the Northeast in December and in January to get a 10-point lead and lean on a running back like a Dalvin Cook or somebody. Backfield by committee. But you can't just go slanging around 3 and out and take 45 seconds off the clock, not going up against Patrick Mahomes and Burrow and possibly Lamar Jackson and possibly that track team down in Florida. You can't do that. You just can't do that. You got to be able to salt away the clock at some point, and that's the weakness with Buffalo right now. And so I say they could end up being the odd team out. But I'm high on the Jets, and I'm definitely high on Miami. We'll talk about Miami a little bit later, but I'm high on Miami too.
Yeah, I'm about to agree with you on that, Doc. I mean, y'all know how I feel about Aaron Rodgers, but he's in a really good situation. With the talent that he has around him, that defense, the running game. I mean, the Jets haven't had a quarterback like this, and I don't know how long.
Since Joe.
Smoking Joe.
So, I mean, I think they have what it takes to win this division. I'm a little concerned with both the Bills and Miami Dolphins, specifically, with Tua and them being able to protect him. And then as far as Buffalo, they can't really run the ball effectively. Everything's predicated on Josh Allen running the ball and making plays. I don't think that's sustainable long term. So I think the Jets going to be more of a balanced team. So I think they're going to win these.
Not gonna happen.
What'd you say, Dre?
Listen, man, he had Devontae Adams, bro, and come on, man, we saw how that ended. We saw how that rolled out. I won't doubt and say that Aaron Rodgers is not a great quarterback. He is, but let's keep it real, y'all. The dude only got one chip.
So it's not gonna happen.
So what's so great and magnificent about the guy? He's only got one ring.
So it's not gonna happen.
That ain't gonna happen. They ain't gonna win.
Are you willing to go out right now?
I'm going out right now. The
On
Jets.
June 14th, 2023, 90 days before we even sniff of professional football, you willing to put it out there that the Jets will not make the playoffs?
Oh, whoa. Hold on. You know what? All right, so I was being a little wild card just a little earlier. I ain't gonna say they won't make the playoffs, but I will say this: it's gonna be a close race, and I honestly feel like Tua's gonna have a great comeback season. And if that's gonna happen, you got Tua with a great comeback season. Buffalo is Buffalo. I mean, when was the last time Buffalo didn't even win 10 games? So Buffalo gonna get their wins. If Miami have a comeback season, they're gonna get their wins too. So I think the Jets gonna get their wins too. It's gonna be a tight little race. And I really do feel like the Jets might get edged out. Might. It's just based on how Miami is going to play. Because the Patriots, man, I ain't sold on that Patriots football, man. Going on with that Bill Belichick, and I'm like you, Doc. Don't send Dre. Don't go over there. The only wide receiver that has flourished over there was Randy Moss. Period. So Dre, don't go over there.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack in this division, man. I think it's wide open, in my opinion. I think any one of these teams can stake their claim on it, but they got to come out guns blazing right at the beginning of the year. Every win is going to be valuable, and they're going to need that. So I'm a little concerned with Buffalo and what's going on with Stephon Diggs right now. Him not wanting to report at minicamp. It sounds like it's some carryover from last season. I feel like if you take away a number one from Josh Allen, he's going to be pretty mediocre, especially if he's got to rely on his legs and he doesn't have a running back. So that's the story I'm watching over there to see how that plays out. I'm not, when you talk about New England, I'm not too upset with DeAndre Hopkins going to New England. And the only reason why is because he would be their true number one. He would get the touches that he's probably looking for in that system. And whether or not that actually translates to wins, I don't know. I don't like necessarily the Bill O'Brien, DeAndre Hopkins reconnection in New England type thing, but then that may be confidence to him because it might be a situation where, hey, I'm not dealing with you as the boss, even though you're the offensive coordinator. I'm coming in here with you need me, I don't need you type situation. So maybe he's got a little bit of that going on. I'm not sure, but I do like Miami as the favorite if Tua can stay healthy. I feel like that offense is just too explosive not to be taken seriously. And that defense is going to be top tier. I'd say top 5, top 10 for sure. So Miami's going to probably – those games that Miami lost late are going to be games that I think they can win this year if Tua stays healthy. So and then when we get to the Jets, I see the potential in what they can be, but I just haven't seen a lot of greatness out of Aaron Rodgers in the last few years. Granted, he had his 2 MVP years in Green Bay, but this division to me is way more competitive than the division that he left.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to be as easy to own a team in this division. You're going to have to earn every single win, and you play them both twice. Every team in the division you play twice. So I'm not sold on saying it's just to win right now. I feel like this whole division is a toss-up. I feel like this one is probably going to replace what the NFC East was last year, with it kind of coming down to a dogfight. But I can't make a prediction right now of who's going to be who. If you told me I had to, I'd probably put my money on Miami because I felt like their upside is still there, and their speed on offense is just unmatched. And if Tua can stay healthy, he can definitely deliver the rock. So I would pick them right now if you made me have to have a pick. But I'm not ruling out any of the teams in the division right now. They all got their little challenges going on right now that they're facing, and I'm not just going gung-ho on the Jets to where I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be the difference. I think it's an improvement But I think this division is too tough to call at this point. You know, I need to see some football on the field first to be like, oh yeah, you know.
All right,
I
that
can't
makes sense.
call it off paper.
That makes sense. He definitely said he needs to see some in-game action before these Madden stats and plug and play just working, and that totally makes sense. The Dolphins, the only thing that's holding me back on Miami is just the Tua situation. Like, all seriousness, and on a we're concerned about your health tip. One more concussion, bro, and it might be time to do a little something different. Like that one concussion where he had with the fingers and all that stuff. Yeah, people
seized up.
Yeah, it became a meme, but that's not life, ladies and gentlemen. That's something going wrong with your brain. You get to messing with that part of your body. Yeah, you don't want to get fed soup. Don't nobody want to get fed soup. Don't nobody want to have somebody to come in and have to change their diapers and you know what I'm saying, can't do this and can't get married and can't look forward to dancing with your daughter at the prom. Like that's on some serious tip, man. So that's the only thing that concerns me about Miami. I'm really excited to see what the Dolphins going to do with Fangio on defense. I really, really am excited to see what they're going to do with that defense. And it helps that Buffalo don't know how to run the ball. It helps that Aaron Rodgers may get a little pass happy. It helps that the New England really doesn't have I ain't gonna say they don't have a quarterback, but he's not what they thought he was gonna be. And that's not really saying much because he took Brady in the 6th round. So maybe he's looking for something and maybe he got it. But as we take a look at some of these Dolphin formations, like that's a track team, man. If they catch you down there in South Florida, man, in January, and it's 70 degrees, and you're coming from that 20-degree weather, and it's humid, man, you don't want to get caught up down there, man. I'm liking Miami, but we're gonna see what Tua gonna do, man.
Hey, Doc.
Oh, go ahead, Dre.
Hey, let me ask you this. Being honest, did you think Tom Brady was deserving of being Mr. Irrelevant based on his play at Michigan?
No, honestly, not.
The reason I asked that is because it's like it seems like he's such a genius. He picked this guy. The guy shouldn't even been that low. It's not like he was trash at Michigan. It wasn't like he had to be held up at Michigan. He held his own.
That's a fair point. I saw him at Michigan, and he didn't jump off the table like, okay, this is the next Warren Moon, and this is the next Dan Marino. But it wasn't like, I put it like this, I'd seen worse in college football at that time. Like, if you showed me Tom Brady in 98 and you showed me Ryan Leaf in 97, considering the fact that Brian Leaf was in a spread running 5 wide receivers and Brady was in a pro formation with a tight end and two wide receivers and a fullback, I would be like, okay, this guy might actually be better than that guy. You see what I'm saying? Type of thing. So, and then like Joe Montana, he didn't have eye-popping stats. He didn't have the rocket arm. He didn't have the wheels. It was just something internal. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that this guy can run what I'm trying to get done, and we're going to make it a marriage. We're going to put the right pieces in the right places around him, and it's going to work. Now, do I think Tom Brady would have worked in St. Louis trying to replace a Kurt Warner with a Hakeem? No. Wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked. But for what Belichick wanted and what Belichick was doing, he's a defensive guy. Don't turn the ball over. And that allowed Brady to develop into the so-called Peyton Manning.
It just makes it kind of look like he's such a genius, and because he got picked like that was just bad. I think that was just bad drafting period by the NFL.
Well, I'm gonna say
there's no way that guy should have been picked last.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and it's like Big E wanted to chime in on something, and Juice Man, we're gonna get your thoughts. I will say this: it's not that he's necessarily like so smart and such a genius. It's just that most quarterbacks, it's how quickly you can pick up where the defense is, where the hot read is, and what they're doing pre-read and get rid of the ball. That's it. And I mean, I'm saying that's it from a chair position. But if you ask any coach, it's like how fast can you realize? Okay, Michael Parsons is here. How fast can you realize? Okay, don't just stay away from Ed Reed. Don't throw the ball down there. He's going to intercept it. How fast can you process that and be like, okay, Falk is here, or Moss is here, or David Givens is here? It's those things that make a successful quarterback to me, not necessarily, can throw the ball 95 yards.
Yeah, it's the intangibles and the cerebral aspect of it that makes the quarterbacks, and that's what made Tom Brady special, as he eventually got to that point. If you look at his earlier championships, he probably wasn't there. From a cerebral standpoint of understanding the game, he just had really great defenses. But the latter part of his career, he definitely made that transition and was, more cerebral about it. And that's understandable with a young quarterback being in the NFL, trying to go through the maturation process of playing the quarterback position, which leads me to Matt Jones. I don't think it's fair to say what Matt Jones can be yet, because they totally shell-shocked him last year by not having an offensive coordinator in the room with him, to where they can really discuss and hone in on what his expectations as a quarterback are for that offense. So I think he didn't have the tutelage that's needed for a second or third year player to really start taking the significant strides forward and being a productive quarterback for their team. Whether or not he can be that, I'm curious to see. I mean, he was in Alabama with Bill O'Brien, so Bill O'Brien coming back to New England should be that rekindling of that old flame, to where you can get some quality play out of him. Still remains to be seen. I'm not saying he's going to have a breakout year, but at the same time, if he gets a weapon like a DeAndre Hopkins, he could pretty much be effective for this division, because I think it's going to be competitive, and all they got to do is be able to steal some games. And I think they're going to be able to do that defensively, because Bill Belichick always has a solid defense to where they're going to be in games. So I don't feel like it's fair to kind of pull the plug on Matt Jones yet. I think he still has some upside that can be discovered. It's just whether or not he's going to have the weapons to throw to, and they work out the things that weren't there in the offense last year that didn't allow for him to thrive. So that's kind of my opinion on that.
I think they drafted Mac Jones because they thought, him and Brady have similar playing styles. Similar body types, and let's just face the facts though. When it comes to Mac Jones, he really doesn't have any weapons around him. Like Jacoby Myers is about the only guy I can think of that's a weapon that can stress the defense. But overall, he really had nothing to work with, and so I think they just need to figure out how to surround him with reliable weapons. And Belichick he's really struggled in that area as far as finding a receiver that can do damage besides Randy Moss. And then when it comes to Tom Brady, I always thought he was going to be a journeyman. Like you said, Doc, he didn't do anything that would jump off the TV screen. Like, he just read the defense and delivered the ball to where he needed to go. It wasn't flashy. So nobody saw this coming from Brady. If they say they did, they're lying.
I ain't lying. I ain't saying I saw all the Super Bowls coming, but I know he wasn't no scrub. I know he wasn't the last pick in the NFL. I know that for sure.
Right.
Facts.
That's that Michigan blue blood coming out of him right there.
What's that?
I said that's that Michigan blue blood coming out in you right now.
Baby.
Hey, what do y'all? When it comes to the Dolphins, though, what do y'all think about Jalen Ramsey? Do y'all think he's still elite, or
hell no?
I don't think Jalen Ramsey is really even I'm not gonna say elite, but he's not Jacksonville Jalen Ramsey. You know what I mean?
No,
right?
He's not.
I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he got away with a lot in Los Angeles because he was playing on the inside, and got a lot of help over the top. Let's just say it like that. He's not the Deion Sanders. Like, he's going to take away the DeAndre Hopkins, so he's going to shut down the Justin Jefferson or the Jamar Chase. I think that, I think he's a solid. He's a solid corner at this point, but not just that number one cornerstone lockdown thing. Now he's going to fit in good in Miami, and he's going to work just because they got enough pieces and they got a damn good defensive coordinator. But right now, I feel Jalen Ramsey at this point, it's opportunity. It's opportunity in time. I mean, he's kind of taking that Darrelle Revis path where he had his thing with Revis Island, and he kind of jumped on a couple of teams and rode that thing on out. And Ramsey started off as a Jaguar, got him one with the Rams, and he has an opportunity if their quarterback can stay healthy and in the next year or so to get up in there and see what happens.
I think in this defense, he still got it. I think for this Miami defense that they're putting together right now, with the pieces that they already have, and then the addition of Jalen Ramsey, he's gonna have some Showtime moments in it. Me personally, I think with his cachet and how well he's played the corner position and kind of getting to that point to where he's about to be past his prime, I'd even like to see him make a switch to playing one of the safety positions. You know, and having a younger corner that might be a little bit more explosive, maybe take that position. But I don't know. I mean, I'm curious to see how he fits in this Miami Dolphins scheme. But if he's not working well or effective in this Miami Dolphins scheme, that would probably be a natural progression, a la the Rod Woodsons and Charles Woodson and things of that nature as they got older in their career. So, but yeah, I think it's still a great addition. I mean, like I say, right now everything on paper looks good, but once it gets on the field and see what actually manifests, then that's when we'll be able to say, like, hey, all right, this was a bad move, you know. But right now, I like it.
Perfect transition. When they get to moving you from safety to corner and all that, like they did Charles Woodson, you know.
Oh man, here we go.
You on the tail end of your career. I think what really got Woodson moved to safety was when he ran up in that 2010 NFC
Brandon Jacobs
2007 NFC Championship and Jacobs. Yeah, I think that pretty much was the end of him being a cover corner. He decided to move to safety.
I mean, how big was Brandon Jacobs?
6'4", 270.
Oh,
he was huge.
I mean, we acting like name one guy in NFL that was going to take him on one-on-one and actually really win.
Well, I mean, he ran up there, Dre.
I mean, he did what he was supposed to do. He ain't back down. He let him hang.
Palomalu would have popped him.
Yeah, he would have popped him and bounced right off of him too.
He would have popped him. Palomalu.
I don't even think the late great Sean Taylor would have knocked him down.
Oh,
Sean Taylor.
Man.
I think you need to take a look at what Sean Taylor did to Jerome Bettis.
Hey, we ain't talk. Hey, Jerome Bettis 5'10", 260 pounds. Brandon Jacobs 6'4". That's a whole nother ball game. But guess what? We'll never know because R.I.P. Sean Taylor didn't make it, man. God.
Breaking news. I think this came out just recently. Stephon Diggs showed up to camp today. He showed up today. He wasn't there yesterday. Bunch of disgruntled stuff going on, but yeah, he showed up. He showed up today. After not reporting on Tuesday, he reported today.
He was gonna show up, man. He just, he was just tired, man. Taking a little extra day off.
Hey, Doc, that was gonna be my story, man.
Yeah, he showed up today. Well, that's a perfect transition, man. I just saw that flash across my news feed. So, but we'll take that as a good transition into Juice Man's story, and we're gonna wrap this thing. Juice Man, what you got?
So, as y'all know, Stephon Diggs didn't report to mandatory minicamp. So, not sure what the reason was. Reports was that he was disgruntled because he didn't like how he was used late in games a season ago. So in that playoff game, he only had 4 catches for 35 yards in the loss to Cincy. And I'm sure y'all remember him being on the sideline, upset. But anyway, Coach Sean McDermott had a press conference today, and he said the situation was resolved, and that he gave an excuse for missing camp. But we'll see what happens at the end of this season coming up. Hopefully things are straight because they need it.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will need it.
Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah.
They're gonna need to step on digs if they're gonna make some noise.
Any noise.
They're gonna need it. I still would say that they're gonna need some running backs in the end. You gotta run up there in Orchard Park. You gotta run it. But yeah, that is a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a blast. We ran through the AFC East today, and we talked a little about the rookie quarterbacks coming in and how the good old boys, and the Saudis maybe get ready to buy up everything. So at the end of the day, none of that might not be very accurate. But for Dr. Producer, this is Just Sports Show every Friday night at 8 p.m. on Spotify, Google, and Apple, wherever you get your podcast on the YouTube channel. Thanks for watching and viewing. Got DJ King J, Juice Man, the Boogie, and Big E. We'll be back next week. Same bat channel, same bat time. And we don't know which division we're going to talk about next week. I think we got 8 divisions total, so that'll give us about 8 weeks. That'll put us right around that first preseason game. Then we'll run our AFC and NFC preview shows, and then we'll run our NFL show where we just pick the Super Bowl winner, the division winner, and all that good stuff. And all of it's totally going to be wrong, but that's kind of like what we like to do. Y'all be easy, and we'll catch y'all next time. Appreciate y'all joining, gentlemen.